Sensor, and I decided to do a presentation about repurposed unused oil rigs as a way to connect environmental science and engineering. So firstly, maybe judge these oil rigs too harshly. Maybe they're not just ugly pieces of metal. But before we come to that conclusion, we have to ask ourselves what can be done with out-of-use oil rigs. So firstly, to answer that question, we have to understand that complete site removal is legally required for every single oil rig. Now, this is usually done top to bottom, so the metal stilts of the oil rig are usually left for last. These metal stilts can then be turned into metal reefs. 10% of these removals turn into these metal reefs. Metal reefs then become man-made habitats that can house between 10,000 and 30,000 fishes, depending on where the oil rig was originally, due to different environments. These man-made habitats and these fishes are then turned into great dive locations and tourist spots. This abundance of fish is also great for fishing, which is good for fish populations and also good for the economy. Now, I just want to show exactly what type of rig I'm talking about, since only one type has the metal stilts that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the jackup rig. As you can see, the other rigs do not have the metal stilts that are required for metal reefs. I wanted to show just exactly how these metal reefs come to be. So firstly, you can do a complete removal and then move these stilts to another location, or you can leave them as they are. You can leave them vertical, which is good for every fish in every water column. So it could be for clams, mussels, and more bottom-dwelling fishes to live in. Or you can topple them over to do horizontal reefs, which are great for fishes closer to actual reefs. They can hide in the metal reefs, they can breed, they can lay eggs. This is great for fish populations as it gives them a safe place to nurture their young. Now, something that I'm very excited about is the alternative use for these out-of-use oil rigs. You can turn them to green energy power structures. You can put wind turbines or solar panels on them, which is fantastic since you can turn something that has once ruined the environment into something that will help the environment. Now, hotels are doing this already. There are very few of them, but I think this is a fantastic idea. Now, how exactly can we do this? So, if a hotel or some location is doing this, go to that location. You can support these locations so they can then open sister locations, which can also use these out-of-use oil rigs as a way to provide power for the other locations they open. Now, on the flip side, you can go to other locations and go, no, I'm not going to give you your money if you're using actual oil. You can also go into these professions, such as you can go into a politician and mandate more reefs, or you can become an engineer to create these reefs. You can turn these metal structures into actual positives. This is just a wrap-up of what can be done with them, since they are going to go away one way or another. These are my sources, and I just want to thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you learned something very useful about oil rigs.